On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Next up, we're talking about the Ashita no Joe pseudo reimagining Megalo Box. Megalo Box is a series that I tremendously regret not talking about on this channel. It's just a series that I just didn't have time to talk about. I wanted to review it. It kind of just got swept under the radar in terms of coverage, on this channel. It was airing around a very busy time. I might have mentioned it in a couple of streams, but to be totally honest, Megalo Box is one of my favorite shows this year. I thought it was just fantastic. It's actually airing on Adult Swim now, on Toonami. The English dub is so good. That preview they put out, that's all I've heard of it, was just fantastic. And that's kind of what I want to dip into in this video, is that Megalo Box kind of feels like a instant classic. It's weird saying that. What qualifies a series to become an instant classic, to become a classic? And in my opinion, it's the vibes. I think the vibe of the series just kind of encapsulates what makes 90s anime so great. It kind of reminds me of Trigun in a way, which we've talked about. That was the day one of the 12 days of anime. A little bit of bebop in there, and of course Ashita no Joe as well. It encapsulates kind of all of the tropes of classic anime, but still making it original and still making it fresh and just being really, really damn good. Megalo Box, again, was one of my favorite series this year because of the story and the characters. The characters in this series, I mean, just Joe, the main character, Joe, to me, he's one of my favorite protagonists of the year because of his path, his journey throughout this series. How first he's just an underdog, he's basically nobody, and then he works himself up and becomes so much more stronger, not just in terms of bronze, not just in terms of him being a better fighter, but him being kind of a better person in a way. At least that's the vibe I kind of got towards the end of the series. Nanbu as well. If there was a best supporting actor role or a best supporting character role in the Crunchyroll Anime Awards or in any kind of award regarding anime, Nanbu would definitely be my pick. Nanbu is just so great in this show, and it's just surprising. Surprising is the word I'm looking for. The path that he took throughout the series and the twists and turns. Now, I'm not going to dip into spoilers. We're not doing that here because Megalo Box is still pretty fresh. It's a new series, and people are still watching it right now on Toonami. So I don't want to spoil anything, obviously, but there's some twists and there's some shocking moments, especially towards the end of the series, that really kind of threw me off and kind of made me overjoyed. I was expecting the show to kind of follow the numbers here and there. Everything was going to work out in the end, and then things, they kind of don't in a way. And the actual ending itself felt so classic. A lot of people hated the ending for this series, but I strongly disagree. I love the ending. I thought it was just a good, just a cherry on top, It just felt like a cherry on top of just a grueling battle, The other characters as well, there's the kid, I can't recall his name, unfortunately, the main kid in this series. He was awesome. He was so cool. He's kind of this little rat in the beginning, and then he becomes more energetic, and he becomes a better character as well. Just very good characters. The villains as well. The main villain is so cool. Just the whole Shirato thing, like, I absolutely love. I think that the show, to me, it reminds me of watching anime late at night. And that's a weird thing to say, but all of the classics that I've watched, like Trigun, like Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, Fullmetal Alchemist, those kinds of shows, we watched late at night on Adult Swim. Like, that was how, that's my connection, Those series only aired after the hours of 11 p.m. And it just, Megalo, when I was watching it, I remember telling Phenom Sage, which is somebody, he's the main dude I always watch anime with. I remember telling him, like, this is destined. We both agreed. We both said this. This is destined to be on Toonami. This is such an instant classic. This is a late night anime. This is the one that you watch at 1 o'clock in the morning, eating popcorn and just having a good time. It's such, you cheer, you laugh, you cry. There's some shocking things that happen throughout the series, and it really surprises you in terms of characters. I highly recommend Megalo Box if you haven't checked it out already. TMS, I believe, is the studio behind Megalo Box. They're actually working on Dr. Stone right now, which comes out next year. It's one of my most anticipated series next year. Dr. Stone, I've heard just limitless praise in terms of, you know, where the manga is going and everything like that. So I think they can handle it. I really do. I mean, Megalo Box isn't your traditional, you know, Sakuga-filled type of anime. You know, it's not insane animation and insane cuts. There's a couple of episodes that definitely deliver, but it's the detail and the background work and just the characters and how they move. There's kind of like almost like a lower frame rate on the way the characters move. It's not like super fluid. It's more like jagged in a way, but so elegant at the same time. I don't know. I love the animators that worked on Megalo Box. I hope some of that staff is on Dr. Stone duty. I hope they're working on that because I thought that Megalo looks beautiful. It's a beautiful show. The OST, I didn't even mention the OST in Megalo. It's the best OST this year. I'm sorry, Banana Fish. I really like the Banana Fish OST, but Megalo Box, it's just so good. I listen to it all the time. They put it on Spotify. I've been listening to it on Spotify. You have Mabua, I believe is Nabua. He's kind of like a producer, and he kind of like worked throughout all the music, and it's just, it works so well. And the opening itself, Bite by Leo, is so good. It again feels like a late night anime. That the vibes are what make it a classic, and I recommend it. It's a great show. Comment down below if you have seen Megalo Box. Let me know what you think of it. Do you like the characters? Do you like that OST? Do you feel the same way? Do you understand how it like feels like a classic in a way? Just there's something about it. I don't know. I don't know. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts. It is Christmas Eve right now. That is crazy. It is Christmas Eve. I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying the season and watching all kinds of Christmas movies and anime alike, you know. And yeah, I hope you guys have a Megalo Christmas. Bye-bye.